Hello everyone. I'm level 36 and welcome back to Stationeers here on Vulcan. So, in the last episode, I think we finally figured out like a bare bones, super basic AC system to keep our plants alive and start processing some CO2 into O2. We took a hesitant first step by planting some switchgrass. So that is theoretically. Now, three switchgrass plants does not mean we will be able to survive or thrive here, but if they grow, we can continue expanding that until we're growing a lot of switchgrass and converting a bunch of CO2 into O2. But that also does bring up the question of growing food. So right now we're surviving off of granola bars, which, while functional, we're going to run out eventually. I probably should have drank or ate something while I was in there. I guess we can run in there because it's no longer like a process to go in and out of my pressurized room. Pop open my helmet and just drink some water. Eat a granola bar. Yeah, we're gonna run out of these sooner than I'd like. Like our cereal bars. There's not that many left. So definitely gonna want some food crops because I don't think switchgrass actually is harvestable to anything besides seeds. We can't eat it. So we need some food, which means we're going to need to do some trading. Um, Now we have some credits still, so that's okay. So we have one more granola bar right there. And we will need, so we have a little bit of money, but we definitely need more stuff to sell. We can sell ores and ingots. It is kind of just dependent on what comes by, but we also, so while we're, that's kind of RNG, and I don't want to just like sit here and make it a trading episode where I just try and like repetitively trade for whatever you need. So we also will want to do something else while we're doing our trading. And I think that something else that I'd like to work on is some gas separation. So we have one atmospheric skit. So specifically our atmospheric gases, we need to like if we just go into our little airlock here, our outside atmosphere is made up of CO2, volatiles, and pollutants. Now, pollutants, strangely enough, pollutants and CO2 are the two things we're really particularly interested in. So pollutants because it is a super efficient, or not super efficient, it's one of the more efficient refrigerant gases. It has a high thermal capacity, so it's, I think, only second to only nitrous oxide and water. Nitrous oxide and water, though, are a little bit more valuable to us right now. Let's also just kick this on and see if we can call down a trader real quick. See if our thing even works anymore. Heck yeah, that was easy. See if they wreck our power setup. It's pretty close, but they made it. What you got? Ah, they've got the things we need. Well, this turned out a little easier than I thought it was going to. We are gonna run out of money. What do they want? Liquid pipes and hydroponics trays. We can make them some of them if we need some more stuff. So we need a fern. We need potato. That's really expensive, but I love it. We don't need any more switchgrass. I'd love some soybeans. So let's just see. We need a fern. We need potatoes. What else are they selling? Sugarcane would be really nice. Wheat would also be really nice. It's really cheap. I think we struck gold here. Yeah. Some rice. It's kind of expensive. We have to be strategic. We only have $600 left. So, watermelon, strawberry, coca, sugarcane, tomato, switchgrass, soybean, pumpkin, rice, corn, or mushroom. What can we can? Milk, French fries, powdered eggs, rice, mushrooms, and edamame. So we're probably gonna want rice. Maybe we get the rice already. We have rice available. Soybeans are kind of important because they give us, I think, the oil. We not have rice. We've got wheat, rice. Soybeans. Down to our last. Corn's 300. All right, let's see. Wants 8 hydroponic seeds and some liquid pipes. I don't think we're going to be able to sell them enough to get ourselves enough stuff. Oh, hard suit. Maybe we can print out a hard suit real quick. Really like the corn. Oh, sugar cane. That's the one we need. So we want sugar. Well, oof. Bought a lot of random garbage. Wanted ferns because ferns are much more efficient with Um, processing oxygen. Plant one of these. Ferns. So I wanted ferns so much. That's not what we had on here. Regular ferns process 17 moles per hour. So much better. I think for less water usage as well. So we do have to be aware that we are using our water now. But we've definitely reduced our CO2 percentage. Redo here a little bit more. And we'll plant a potato as well, so we can start our potato farm. This is exciting. I was really hoping we'd get a plant trader, and we did. Good pipes, we can just sell these real quick. Wants 20. I think is what I saw, so we can print a few more. Just iron. I think we need a tool manufacturer to make a hard suit anyway, so might not be able to make that before he leaves. I guess it's a robot, not really a he. 21. Have water to sell them. That we could probably do. 2 duct tape, some CO2 filters, some plastic sheets, and some cable coils. We could probably buy 1 more seat type. Right, let's go try. I don't remember what he actually wants. Maybe make a note. 2 duct tape, 2 filters, 10 plastic sheets, 10 coil. Okay. CO2 filters. Filter. This is where we make our cardboard box. Silicone. Two filters, CO2. And plastic sheets. Iron. Hey, can we not make duct tape in this? Really? Cool manufacturing. Yeah. Whatever. We'll make one. We need one anyway. Things we go through. Ten plastic sheets, 2 duct tape. I think that was all that he wanted, right? And while we're waiting for that, we can go check. Oh, I forgot to bloody filter my thing out. Dang it. Oh. Too excited. Cable coils and plastic sheets. Okay. 10 cable coils, 10 plastic sheets, 2 duct tape. It's probably in the least convenient spot, but it'll work. Getting pretty cluttered in here. Need some iron sheets. Cable coils cooking. And in there, duct tape. This would be useful to also repair our solar panels. One, two. Carry a roll on me as well. Three. There. Go.
Waste tank caution.
Cardboard box in there. Talk to our dude. Sell him that. 275. We can buy one cheaper seed. Cocoa, watermelon, or strawberries. I want chocolate. Yeah, both of these are 300. I kind of really want corn because I feel like corn's a good food. What else could I sell this guy? I guess I could do hydroponics too. I don't know how much longer he's going to hang out. Let's get a fun seed. There we go. We don't need to be most efficient. You can go now. Well, that was pretty dang awesome. If I don't say so myself. We just got a bunch of stuff we really needed. Spent all our money, but that's okay. We also have all of this crap ore that we eventually have to process through. I think our power is doing well enough. We could probably make a... oop, there we go. A spinny thing, whatever it's called, centrifuge, jeez. To process our ores, or all of our reagent mix, because I have no clue what's in all of it. And we have a lot in the base too from our failed smelting attempts. Like, we have a lot of dirty ore. I'm so excited about all of our seeds, though. This is super, super vital to us being able to survive. So it is pretty cool. And a potato. We got all this stuff. We'll need our microwave again. Temperature in here is still stable. This is pretty awesome, gotta say. First homegrown food coming up soon. All right, let's see. I do want to check to see how our CO2 is doing. So we are chewing through it at a decent rate. So we probably should work on getting some CO2 bottled and moved in here. Now, there's going to be two challenges to this. First and foremost, getting CO2 separated. That's not that difficult. We can use any of the gas filtering systems. Heck, we could even use the portable filter. The bigger issue is going to be cooling it to a reasonable temperature. So we don't want to dump a bunch of, like, super hot CO2 into this room. So while our AC is keeping up, we don't want to... let's not stress it out. And we're also not going to want to, like, just dump... I mean, I guess technically we can just dump a whole bunch of CO2 into the room. But ideally, we'd rather not. It'd be most likely better to have a system that is just topping off the CO2. We already have a gas sensor in here, so we do know what the percentages all are. So let's first and foremost work on... This is all working great. This is super cool. I'm super hyped up. Let's work on getting some gas to filter. So back into the hydraulic pipe bender with all of you. So I'll clean up. We can turn these off to save some power. We need some atmospherics kits. So we're going to need 1, Probably 3 to 4 of these, maybe 5. Let's start with just the 3 for our exterior gases, because we can, and let's actually do this real quick, just use our interior space to filter out our O2. Oh, crap. Stuff's on fire. Forgot that was still running. Oh, that could have been bad. Probably wasn't great. Everything. Let's, forgot. Well, we got 4 hemispheres now. Hey. This is why we gotta be careful. O2 left over in here. Oh, now we can turn you back on. So this is full of CO2, right? Well, let's introduce some more CO2 into our interior space. So it's currently 1%. Does that not release any CO2? Here we go. Release a decent amount of liquid CO2 into the environment to raise our CO2 percentage just a little bit. Use it all though. Let's check on the damage as well. So we're also going to want some insulated pipes or insulated tanks. Specifically, we're going to need at least 3 of these. It does take a while to vacuum out this room. Probably gonna want some more frames. So unfortunately, I have to dump all this out. Just until I get my steel out. We'll leave that on. So that we just shoot. Now, so one of the issues we're going to potentially run into is getting nitrogen. So there is no nitrogen in the atmosphere. So unlike Mars, we can't just filter it out of the atmosphere, and there's no like nitrates. So if we want nitrogen for things, we are going to need to either use our big tank of liquid nitrogen that we have here, which luckily we have a lot of liquid nitrogen, or we're going to need to collect our smelted gases. We should honestly be doing that anyway. We should collect all of our smelting gases to reprocess them because it's wasted energy if we aren't. So what else do I need? I need a bunch of insulated pipes. So we're going to just start making these, and I'll be back. God. Need iron, steel, and silicon. Alright, I'm going to make a bunch of these because you don't need to sit me here and watch me print out a crap ton of pipes, and then I'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. I printed up a bunch of stuff. I also have to get myself in here now. And get out. Perfect in time, too, because it just got to be a timeout. So I was thinking, continuing with the theme of just chaotically putting stuff wherever we want to, we'll put this over here, too. So if it does blow up, it'll wipe out, a decent chunk of my base. Let's go down. Right here. If we have a cliff, we might as well use the edge of it. And the welder. Dang it. We'll see how far we get with setting this all up. I may spread this out across 2 episodes, because I printed out a whole bunch of stuff. But we'll have to just see how it goes. There we go, just enough. Alright, and then we're gonna want some power. Just gonna come down from up here, so probably like right where here. It's fine. Prettiest way of running my power cables? Nah. Will it still work? Yeah. We line that up and then Still might not be lined up. Perfectly threaded the needle of not actually having it lined up the way I wanted. Awesome. Great that I did that. I'll keep off for now. Alright, so now we've got power down there. We've got the little spot to sit. Get this open. So, what are we going to want / need first? We need our tanks and our... Let's just start with the tanks. Ah! Probably should make some stairs too. This is going to be the super basic atmospheric setup. We're not doing anything fancy here. This is just for the 3 atmospheric gases for right now. Theoretically, you know, we can extend this to capture oxygen and nitrogen and all of our furnace outputs and stuff like that, but for now, I just want the basic, simple, filter the outside gases into something usable setup. Next up, we're gonna want our atmospherics. So, these, as filtration units, we've got our input, output, and next. Also, I don't think there's a mirrored version of these. That's kind of a massive pain in the neck. So that means all of this is backwards. So we want our input to be able to extend this way.
Hydration critical.
No mirror version of them. Also, it'd be really nice if it was input, filtered output, waste. I can't see me pointing. I'm pointing at my screen. Oh, I can't do that either. Essentially, the filtered output going out the side, so we could just like stick them like this. That'd be cool. Yeah, I guess that means that we're gonna go this way then. So we'll move our annoyed. And it's becoming daytime again. We're just gonna reverse everything, so one moment. I also have to drink some water. Now, honestly, we can just duck these off the edge, save us some space. Doesn't actually matter where these are. There we go. Alright, let's grab some water. Nighttime does not super last very long on Vulcan. Dang it. God. At least there's nothing explosive in here right now, or there's no oxygen in this environment. Forgot to run the airlock. Yeah. Stuff inside. That filter itself out. How's everything in here? Oh no, we're out of CO2. Like, we're pretty out, actually. Yeah, everything's not super happy. How's our waste tank
Waste tank
doing?
critical.
It's got volatiles in it. That's less than ideal. Guess we can always grab the portable filter and drag it in here to filter out the volatiles. It's such a small amount to. I risk it for the biscuit. Let's grab the portable filter. Volatiles filter. Through the door. Volatiles in cycle. Maybe you got AMU and oxygen. We can. Want to vent the internal atmosphere. We actually had a lot of O2 in you.
Waste tank critical.
No volatiles actually get released. Definitely going to need more CO2, so we got to be quick about this. But anyway, that does mean we've turned several moles of CO2 into what you call it? Oxygen. That's what you call it. It's pretty cool. All right, let's get back to work now. Mountain of stuff. How's the interior doing? Good. Turn you off. Turn you off. Close you. Open you. Now we can get back to work. This is going to be our holding tank. And then over here, we're going to put our... And we might actually move the holding tank here in a minute. Our filter kits. So the goal being, let's grab the stuff we need to build these. Wasting oxygen, technically, but being out here, it's okay. I need to get this done. Those are all the wrong thing. Whoops. Fire to deconstruct. Filtration. There we go. That's correct now. Now, got these set up. We need to plumb them into our tanks. We are going to actually move the holding tank. I don't like it where it is. It's going to just go... right over the edge on this side. Vent. Whole bunch of plumbing bits. Also gonna probably need some pipe cowls. I did not grab pipe cowls. So the vent is responsible for pressurizing this. That's right, we have long pipes now. I don't know that I'm going to use many of them. Okay, and then this one is just going to come straight out into a cow. This is the bare bones basic setup. We're going to need our next bits. We want our, they're in here somewhere, valves. Because we want condensation valves, because we don't really want condensation in these pipes. So, on each of those, open these up. Liquid pipes and our liquid drain. We end up with koozies. Hey, that's what I do. Hey, now. Oh, liquid drain, what do you want? Liquid outlet. Right. I had the right tool. There we go. That'll dump it off the edge. Now, any liquefied gases will get dropped out. We could evaporate them. I just don't particularly want to deal with it for right now. We're also going to need probably... Yeah, we'll need one more valve for each of these, because we're going to want to also vent any liquids on this side. We'll handle that here in a second, though. So then, what's next in our elaborate contraption? Need our pressure regulators. This is essentially a clone of the system that I built on Mars. I guess not a one-to-one clone necessarily. First of all, we need a back pressure regulator. These are just going to go right here. Let's go like that. Okay. Then these are going to go straight into cowls. This is our safety systems. Mostly done. We might need actually one more valve since I don't have enough. These will hook into that pipe over there. Then we want our heat exchangers. These are direct heat exchangers. So these will transfer heat from gas to gas. So we are going to put these right here. It's going to work. I might run out of space for cabling. I might run out of space for cabling. So I need to come at these with cables. So we can always come up from underneath, but let's actually do this. So those are also devices. Let's run our cables. I made extra cable coils because I figured I'd need it. Now, what we have is a, let's turn you on, give you some juice. Filtration setup for each of these. We've got our intake. So if we just look, okay, it's cold outside right now. We turn you on. Now, this is going to start drawing in this cold outdoor air and storing it. A liquid starts to form in this. It's going to be liquid pollutant. And he does start to form. Hasn't yet. Should get drawn out through the liquid valve. Or through the, not purge valve, the condensate valve. Turn that off for now. So, next up was the heat exchangers. So we've got all that stuff placed. We could do the heat exchangers right above. That work? Let's see. Does indeed work. We want the heat exchangers that we can cool our stored gases. Because this is going to be our storage side, so we want these tanks to be cooled to a reasonable usage temperature. So, while we're working on this, let's grab our filter cartridges. I think we only have one volatiles in here because we stole our volatiles filter for the other thing, but that's alright. They can run with only one. Put that in there. Put you in there. You in there. Need our liquid pipes. I need a few more of these. I think I need a few more of these. And we're going to need some pipe cowls. So let's go in and make that stuff and fill up my air tank. So we're kind of doing not so hot on our... Oh, no. I forgot again. Every time seems like lately. Oops. Vacuum this room down. Make some more liquid pipes. We're going to need some more anyway. So yeah, that is the beginnings of our basic atmospheric system. So we've got the pressure safety, the liquid safety. I've got radiators to cool it with. We're going to definitely need the cooling system, but we don't have that set up yet, and that may be something we don't get to today just yet, but we can try. Wow, it got really hot in here all of a sudden, and then it got really cold. That was kind of weird. Things on fire, right? Oh. Silicone as well. Jeez. That's less than ideal. Aren't turn those off. These just require iron, luckily. Hopefully we don't need any more insulated stuff, otherwise that will be a next episode project. I think the cooling is also going to be a next episode project, because we're kind of running a bit of shy on time. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. That should be funny. Let's make one more filter. Okay. I'll forget that this time. Why not? Next. Volatiles, CO2, mutant. Rest of our liquid pipes. This perhaps not the... Oh, we forgot a valve. Dang it. This is the one where it is, like, actually necessary. I'm gonna say, is this the most necessary thing in the world? Not necessary. No, but it makes me feel better. Need to figure that out as well.
Waste tank caution.
Then we need the cowls. Then we need to hook up our tanks. And then we need to run the system. That's all of that set up. Now we just hook them all up. I know we can't use these just yet because we don't have any way of getting gas out. But, in theory, now if we set these to something reasonable, like, let's just grab a labeler. Also, let's just actually do something more reasonable for each of these. 4 MPA. Then we need one more valve, and we can be ready to start. Yep, this time. Do, 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 do. Okay, let's kick them all on. And we should see volatiles are getting processed into there. CO2 is getting processed into there. And pollutants are getting processed into there. Very nice. So if we fill this with just nighttime cool air, that will mean that just the 150 degrees C stuff gets put into here. Still a little warm to use, so we're going to have to work on that. But it's functional, and it hasn't exploded yet, so I think that is a win. So next time, we'll set up the coolant system. We actually needed this pollutants to be isolated to do that, so I'm glad that we now have some isolated pollutants. Let's run inside so that I can dump my waste tank
Waste tank critical.
before it starts killing me.
Temperature high.
Introduce some more CO2 into our environment as well. Waste tank, what are you full of? Anything I don't want in here? Nope, actually, you're full of
Waste
all
tank
the good
caution.
stuff.
Waste tank critical.
Yeah. Fully emptied. Right. Need these to seed, so it looks like everything is running. And seed. And nice. Yeah, we are processing CO2 into oxygen. Again, probably not fast enough yet, but we are doing it. We are using up our water, so we will need to create water. Now, we will need to burn some oxygen to create our water, so that's another thing we'll have to deal with. Oops. But we can cross that bridge when we get there. Right. Well, I think that is just about where I'll leave it off for today. cool out again. So let's run outside to see how everything's working. 600 kPa of that, 200 kPa of that, 300 kPa. We are certainly processing some gas. Put some walls up. And because it's nice and cool out again, we can turn this back down. Fill up our line there. Backing. Very cool. So the temperature, yeah, is a little high to be usable. So that's why we have these heat exchangers. It's kind of a neat pattern for the gases. See how much more volatiles are in the atmosphere than our other gases. Yeah, we have our very, very bare bones basic filtration set up. So tune in next time and we'll figure out how to cool it down. Hope you all have enjoyed. I've really enjoyed making it. If you have enjoyed, throw a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see y'all next week. Night.